Well, he never missed a start at Notre Dame. 33 straight at left tackle. His dad was an NFL offensive lineman. His name is Joe Alt. He was the first pick of the LA Chargers and Jim Harbaugh. So, first of all, Joe, I got to ask you, did you have a feeling? We thought you'd go to Tennessee, but you were the top-graded tackle. That's what everybody told us. Were you surprised by the Chargers pick, or had you talked to Harbaugh? Did you feel it was coming?
I had a great feeling leaving the combine after speaking with Coach Harbaugh on the Chargers staff. I thought it went really well, but from there on out, I didn't have a ton of communication with them. I had some previous coaches at Notre Dame who were on the staff, so I think that's a reason I didn't have a 30 visit out there. So it kind of was a little bit of, I didn't really know, and then kind of got to it. And I had heard a lot of different teams going into it, didn't really have a feel. So I kind of, wherever I was going to go, it was going to be a surprise. So I was just super excited to get chosen by the Chargers and get to take this next step there.
So your college coach for a couple of years, Brian Kelly, was on the show, and I said, did you know Joe Alt was going to be great from day one? And he said, well, he was a quarterback. He was a high school basketball player. We didn't know if he could put on weight. I've got to ask, what kind of offense did you run as a quarterback? Were you skinny, or did you just put on what kind of quarterback were you?
Yeah, when I played quarterback, I was probably 6 foot, 200 pounds. So I was actually not a very tall, but a thicker quarterback. So I was more of a run heavy quarterback. It wasn't kind of the future. It was just something I did as a kid my entire life, was play quarterback. So I wasn't like a small quarterback by any means. I think I was just a thicker quarterback for my height.
Yeah. Who did you model your game after? Did you go back and look at your dad's old tapes, or was there a current offensive tackle you looked at? To be the best offensive tackle in college football, in maybe the best offensive tackle class ever, is really something. There had to be a model a little bit for your game, was there?
Yeah, I definitely watched my dad, but more recently I watched a lot of Joe Thomas's tape. Yeah. He had the ability to both, short set guys and set guys vertically, and I think that's a guy who I really, tried to model my game as much as I could. Obviously, he was a very special player, and I'm not saying I'm at that level. I'm just saying I try to, do some of the things he did and the way he played. So those are kind of some of the things, or the guy I modeled my game after.
Harbaugh loves physical teams. I imagine he loved you. Have you spent much time with Jim? I love him. He's super intense, but Brian Kelly was intense. What do you make of Harbaugh?
Yeah, I think Coach Harbaugh is a great coach. I think the biggest thing for me is, he wanted me. He wanted an offensive lineman, and he has an appreciation for offensive linemen. So it makes me as a player want to work that much harder for a coach like that and, try to succeed. So I've spoken with him, obviously since I've been chosen every day, and I'm really excited to get started there.
Now, you're a mechanical engineering major at Notre Dame, and I've talked to players, I knew the Golics who have gone there. There's no easy classes. I actually think if you're a good player, it helps learn in the NFL because you're so used to memorization. I mean, you're obviously a brilliant kid, but mechanical engineering at Notre Dame, could you cram for a test, or is it do people understand how hard it is?
I think people get an idea of it when they hear mechanical engineering. I think the thing that people forget is, I'm also playing football along with it. So our off days were Sunday. So I had to take a huge advantage of getting all my homework done on Sundays, and really that being my school day. I had to work from, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., which wasn't the most fun thing to do after a game when you're kind of sore and beat up. But I had to do it if I wanted to, be able to, be successful in engineering and football. So I had to make sure I, put time aside to get both done.
What is the thing you have to work on? What thing do you look at and think, I got to get better at this?
Yeah, I think I always go to the run and the pass, one thing in each. In the pass, I always want to improve my strike. I think being able to strike a defensive end and kind of take the fight to them throws them out of their rush pattern, their rush plan. So I think that's a huge thing, being able to really be dominant with that. In the run game, just always trying to be lower. I have, obviously a large frame. When I'm able to get underneath guys and use that frame and that leverage to explode through guys, it really is a helpful thing. So just always trying to play lower in everything I do in the run game.
Who's the best college pass rusher you faced? I think you faced Georgia maybe once or twice. Is there a college guy you faced that you thought to yourself, that guy's going to play on Sundays?
Yeah, I mean, there was a couple of guys I played. I think the whole Clemson staff or whole Clemson, front group, my sophomore year was a great group. They were a team that I kind of circled that year going into it, knowing that was going to be a big game. This past year, Ohio State had a great front seven. So I think going to those two teams are teams that I, kind of circled and was like, all right, these are going to be big games for me where I'm going to have to, really play at my best and make sure this offensive line is playing at its best as well.
Rashawn Slater is penciled in as the left tackle. It's a little different than when your dad played. Everybody's a swing now. You can play left, right. But generally, the big money goes to the left tackle. Would you rather play left? Where does that land for you?
Yeah, it's wherever coaches want me. I'm willing to play either side. I'm just excited to go there and get to work, and whatever coaches want me to do, I will do, and try to do the best of my ability each and every day.
Yeah. Have you talked to Justin Herbert yet, by chance, the quarterback of LA?
He reached out to me via text when I was out there. They weren't in the building that day. That was their off day, so I haven't spoke to him in person yet. But look forward to building that relationship and getting to know him. Okay,
finally, Joe, I'm not sure how much time you've spent in L.A. Get used to the sticker shock on your house. Your dad was a business major. It's a little pricey out here. It's not Indiana, so I wish you the best. I hope they've given you a heads up on that. Have the Chargers?
They have, yes.
Jim Harbaugh found that out as well. So when do you move out here?
Mm-hmm. I think rookie mini camp starts May 9th, so I'll be heading out there then.
Wow. Good luck to you, Joe Alt, Chargers offensive tackle. You're a great one, my man. Good luck.
Thank you. I appreciate your time.
You bet. Hi, everybody. It's me, Uncle Colin. Subscribe here to get the latest from the herd, including exclusive behind-the-scenes videos and more, wherever you may be, however you may be watching. Thanks again for making us part of your day.